Hi, and welcome back to Heart and Soul Homes. My name is Monica. I am so glad to have you here today. I wanted to make a video to help you guys just the basics, of design and decor for your home. Just going over some just easy basics that can help you create your best home, a home that tells your story, a home that start this over again right here, Jennifer. A home that starts, start again. Okay, I keep getting distracted with cars. Okay. A home that creates your story, tells your story. A home that has coziness and warmth. You can do this even if you are somebody that likes bright, vibrant colors. I focus a little bit more on the muted, just simplistic, but you can use these kind of design elements that I'm going to give you in any kind of decor. You just have to specify what it is, find those elements, find that style that you like, and then use these elements that I'm going to give you today. I have 5 just easy tips to give you, and so let's start with the first one, okay? My first tip for you guys, and I have them all over the place, so I'll show you in all sorts of different areas of my home, but that is a rug. A simple rug grounds every space you have. This is my front entry, and for many years I did not have a rug here. And when I put this rug down, it made the biggest drastic change in just this entry, and I absolutely love it. But a rug, it brings texture, it just grounds the room, if you know what I mean. When you don't, and I'll show you a space that I do need it, I just don't do it because of the dogs. But I will show you the difference of what it can look like to where it doesn't really, it's not really grounded. Until I get a rug, but I'm not doing it because they're just gonna ruin them. But a rug just brings in some color. If you have a lot of neutrals like I have here, this beautiful hutch, it has a little bit of a light blue. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but some cream, some gray, a little bit of a brown, some blues, and it just accents the rest of the home, and it draws your eye in, and it gives it texture, and it just gives it warmth. See, this is a small little entryway, but I'm going to show you a couple other spots where it makes a huge difference in a big room. So let's look at that next. Here, for instance, is my dining room rug, and here's a big space, and it just grounds this whole entire room, from the lighting to the decor, and it just grounds this room. Big difference. Okay, so here's my bar area, and this bar area has this beautiful rug, the table, and again, it just grounds this space and creates a very homey and yet open, textured feeling. Here is a shot of my family room. As you can see, here is the seating arrangement, but this rug just absolutely sets the tone and just grounds this room and just creates the colors, creates the feel, and just sets the character of the room. Okay, so this is my breakfast area, breakfast table area. This is one area that I do not have a rug in, and it is because of the dogs. I have had rugs in here before, even with other dogs, and it just seems to be a magnet that they just want to, come in and mess up. So I am opting to just leave it open, but this is a prime example of a room that this would completely finish off this room. We've got other textures going on, other things going on, personalized things, but because I don't have a rug, to me, it doesn't feel finished. But I'm not gonna just keep doing it because it just is wasting money for me. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about with this. Okay, cut this part right here, Jen. So as you can see, it is a great room. It has texture in the furniture around it, but look, do you see what I'm saying? It's decorated, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful table, but it just looks undone, and it's because of the rug. You know, we've got the lighting, we've got some beautiful texture going on, but yet again, we don't have that rug. So rugs are extremely important, and I highly recommend in your main areas, wherever you can, using a rug, because it will make a huge difference in your home in creating that cozy home feeling. Okay, my second tip for you is family photos. Now, if you've been around here long enough, you know I use a lot of family photos, and maybe that's a little too much for you, and that's okay. But whatever you do to make a cozy, warm, inviting place is to use personalized items, family photos, photos that you've taken while on vacation, artwork that your family has created. They are just, I have other pieces, I have artwork around the home, of course, but my absolute favorite is my family photos. We do a family photo shoot every year, and I absolutely love creating them, like the plan for them, and the backgrounds, and where it's gonna go, and how I'm gonna frame it, and how I'm gonna display it. It just creates that wonderful, homey, people come into my home and they're like, oh, these are beautiful, and oh, look at this year, and you know what I mean? Or a trip, or a conversation piece, which I will show you in a minute, can be where it looks like art, you know, but it's actually a place we've been, or we love, or you know, that I took and then framed, you know, got it blown up and framed. It just, my home tells my story, and I think that is why so many people, when they come in, it's like, oh my God, your home is so cozy, and it's all you, and it's your family, and it's the things that you love. It's at my heart and soul, and that's my whole entire reason for having this channel, is to give you an idea, some ideas and inspiration to create that warm and cozy home. Now, maybe like a display like this is way too much. Maybe you would want to do 3 pictures or 4, you know, a grouping of 4, or I will show you around different ideas. That's okay. It doesn't have to be as overdone as I do. I have a hard time picking ones that I love, you know what I mean? So I tend to pick, we always do individuals, or individual kids, and individual families, and you know what I mean, me and the grandkids, or my mom and her great-grandkids, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to pick when I'm doing it. But that doesn't mean you have to go to the same scale. I'm just giving you the ideas. So I'm just gonna take you around to a few areas that just show you what I'm kind of talking about, and give you that feel of how using your family photos, or photos that tell a story for you, to create beautiful artwork for your home and to bring that coziness to your house. So in the dining room is a lot of where our family photos are, and it's just breathtaking. You know, you're having a family dinner, a holiday dinner or something, and there's just the photos to tell your story and bring conversations, and you know, where were these taken? Oh, you got a glare right there. But you see, I'm using different types of frames, some that are matted and some that are not. you know, launched in with some art pieces, or, you know, a favorite saying or something like that. This is what, for me, just makes a room. So these are all in the dining room. And I don't want to go too fast, but I absolutely love them. Here is where I was kind of showing you before, where I was standing. That's one year. And just to see the growth in all of us. Here is our entryway. This was our latest one from this year, or yeah, this last November. And you know, I've got different backgrounds, I got some glares here. But I love the frames. I love it on the wall. Here's a little bit more subdued. It's a big wall, but with 4. These are from Small Woods, and they're kind of a canvas, but they hang with the wood. Really love these. This was on our Oregon trip. And another idea that I have that I want to show you that is meaningful, tells a story, but it isn't a photo. So here's one idea. This was done by my oldest grandson, Tadeo, and he did this for an art project or an art show at his Montessori school. And the amount of thought and what he was trying to go for and everything, I just loved it. I just love him, and I just loved the work. So what I did is I bought a frame and I just stuck that in there. And this is a beautiful piece of art that tells a story, you know, and it's a wonderful story, and it's a wonderful piece. I have a little vignette with me and him here, and my diffuser that I love and have going every day, a plant, and it's just beautiful to me. So kids' art more than definitely can be a wonderful artwork for your walls. Here's another idea that I was speaking about as far as framing a picture that you take and then using it as artwork. Now this is in Oregon. This is at a falls that we have traveled to many times. And I just blew up a picture that I had taken and framed it in the wall. And you know, here's another piece of art that I bought at Hobby Lobby. The desk that I had redone. And it's just a beautiful piece of art. And every time I see it, it reminds me of, you know, being there and what fun trips we've had. I have talked many times about my canvas wall here in the kitchen, and I just absolutely love it. And every year, usually for either Thanksgiving or for sure on Easter, the kids or adults make a canvas and it goes on my wall. And this is in the kitchen, and I just absolutely love it. And I walk past here every single day and absolutely love everything. It brings back such wonderful memories, and it's just an amazing tradition that we have. My last little example, I mean, I could go on and on for days with these, but here is a photo I took on our last trip, our family trip that we just went in the beginning of this month. To Colorado, and this is in Beaver Creek. This is the place we went to when my kids were little, when we had a home there, and I just absolutely love it. I loved this photo for spring and summer, and then there's another photo underneath that is more greenery and a little creek running, and I'm gonna switch the photos out, switch them, and have that be more like fall and winter, the greenery, and then use this for spring and summer. So that's a fun idea, and I just paired it, you know, with a little bit of greenery. This is here in the bar area by my coffee bar, and again, I come by here and I see this and I absolutely love it and think of the memories every single day. So this is a great way to create that story and the coziness, and just telling your story, your family, your personal, whatever it is, just, you know, telling a story with your decor. So back where I started, right? But this is a great space to show you both the things that I'm talking about next. And my third tip for you is using greenery and texture. Now, the greenery can be faux, it could be real, and I have both. For me, also enjoy the greenery from, you know, my garden, because you kind of see my garden from my kitchen and my family room and breakfast room. So it kind of plays off of each other. I bring the outside in a sense. But here is a great faux plant. I got this from Target. It came with a basket. I'll show you that in a second. It came with the basket. It came with all the moss and everything ready to just, you know, primp out and make pretty and get it up and going. It was on the prime day, but you could still check and see. But this is just a beautiful, it's a big statement for this entryway, and I will show you what it looks like in a second. But it just gives the most wonderful green, fresh, alive to this area in this room. And my real plants do the same thing. I have them all in one spot except for one. It's easy to water, they love the light, and so it's great. But I use greenery, faux twigs, faux plants, just faux greenery everywhere, because greenery and plants give a room life. It's like it just brightens it up and just makes it feel cozy. So greenery, plants, you know, in vases, just greenery, you know, like stems, all that kind of stuff, fresh flowers or faux flowers, just brings life to a room, and it brings that needed texture. Now, a plant can give you texture, but there's also other ways that are pretty inexpensive. They might be, you know, kind of a project, you know what I mean? But they make the biggest difference. And I want to put out there too that if you are renting, obviously what I'm going to show you next is probably not an option, but you could use a wallpaper and give the same effect, a peel and stick that you could take down. There are the peel and stick like tile backsplashes and stuff like that that are renter friendly. So I'm going to give you some ideas for texture, which are wood walls, you know, and giving that hominess. But you could also do that with a wallpaper. So keep that in mind. You know, if you are renting, you can still get these effects, but with a peel and stick wallpaper. So I'm going to show you some ideas of plants first, and then I'm going to show you my wood walls. So here's a better look at the basket it came with and the size. You can see it is a huge plant. But you can also see that I use greenery in all types of forms all around. Oh, looky there, I still need to get the flag out of that one. But it just, again, does a grounding, just does texture, gives life to rooms. Here's an example of some greenery with some faux flowers. Just a great topper. Have a little greenery in there. And then here is, I don't want to get a glare for you, but here is my plant area. And these are all live plants. But they just really make a huge difference in your space. You know, even if you're not into like a big plant, just giving a little candle with a stand with some greenery, you know what I mean? Just gives a nice added look. Okay, so now for my wood walls. I love this. I have done this in 3 areas of my home, and I think, I don't know, I'm not done with my office, so I'm not going to show you my office yet, but I think this is my favorite. This was a wood that we bought. It was already like this, and I'll get a close-up for you, but we didn't do any painting. It was already distressed, It came in this creamy white, and we just measured and put it up. In my kitchen that I'll show you, on the ceiling and on a wall, it was wood, it's real wood that got put up, and then we had to stain it. So, you know, that was fine, but this was a much easier way to do it. But I also just love the simplistic and the calming and just the texture. And that's the biggest thing. A wood wall or a feature wall or board and batten or any texturing a wall, you know, like using a special paint that gives a texture to a wall. It just creates a high-end look and just a very cozy feel. You just feel that texture. It's not just, you know, walls that got painted, which is fine too, you know what I mean? But it just elevates. And when you want to make an impact for not as much money, this is the kind of thing you want to do. And again, if you are renting, you could do a wood wall look wallpaper, peel and stick, and give yourself that same look and just take it down before you leave. That, you know, that's an option. From afar, you can't tell, you know, you really can't. But it gives that look. And I think that's a great, great option. So now I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna show you the wood walls in my breakfast room and in the ceilings. Oh, I also want to show, I will show up here. We did, we have these kind of old fashioned, it was done in the 70s, there's these niches. And I did this in the kitchen, but when I did this wall, we did the ceiling here too. And that is a big statement piece. You could even do, even if you didn't have the niche, you could do, you know, just the whole ceiling, and that just gives a custom look. So those are some ideas for wood walls or something that gives you some texture. So let me show you this. So there you can see it's all trimmed out. It's the same wood, so it's cohesive. It works together. And then with the lighting. So there's a shot of both. And then let me bring you close in so you can see that beautiful wood that we used. Really, really a great, great option. Here is another look at my back door. This is kind of where the garage door is, but this is the other wood wall that I did. And you see that it's darker. This was hand stained. I think there's four different stains that went into this, but it gives you that different look. I've just paired it again with some greenery, family photos, just texture. Creating a cozy home, I would say one of the most important things is having that texture, having that function. You know, I actually use these things, but just having the beauty and the function is something that just really, really, really inspires me. Now here is, we had done these first, and I absolutely love this. I love the chevron design in the middle and then taking it around just regular. It's a little bit lighter. It matches a little bit more to the doors. It's kind of hard to tell with the glare, but really, really love this look. And I have two niches here in the kitchen, so you can kind of see the difference. It's different, but I still think it's a beautiful combination together and very warm. Here is a look at the other one in the main kitchen. It's a little bit bigger, but I just think it absolutely has such a statement, and it goes with the wood of the island. And then this is just gorgeous. And as you can see, I've got the trim, so it goes with the trim. The lighting has its own statement. The cabinets are light and bright. But this just brings the texture and the warmth. Okay, so my fourth tip, and it's probably the easiest tip, is blankets. Blankets and accent pillows, you know, that just have a little bit of texture maybe on it or a pattern. You know, of course, it's not exactly, you know, cold weather here in Arizona, but I love the look of just a cozy blanket just across the couch. It just gives the most inviting feeling and just creates a room. You know what I mean? It's like you could just lay down a rug, put some, you know, beautiful textured pillows, even pillow covers over some old pillows. Place a couple plants around, some faux tree or some faux plants. Put a rug down and call it a day. Put some photos out and you've got a beautiful room. It's that simple. It doesn't take, oh my gosh, I've got to stress out about all this. It's just about creating those spaces to make yourself warm and cozy. And, you know, just having a nice blanket out and just some beautiful pillows just is such an easy fix to create a cozy and homey and lived in look. I'm going to show you in my room how I love, you know, how I can show you different ways of how pillows just make the biggest difference on a bed, on some chairs. It's just the easiest thing, and just throwing out a pillow just creates the look. Here's another little idea of a little vignette I've got here. This is in my hallway, but look at this the bench and then these pillows, they just make it. They just make this little area pop. Here again, here's my little seating area in my room. I've got a beautiful print, photos, greenery, a beautiful throw and a blanket, candles, and it just makes for the coziest little nook. So fun. Okay, and here is my room. I've got the texture of the walls with that faux brick, mirrors, the pillows, the texture, greenery, meaningful sayings, and it's just cozy. It's just absolutely cozy, and I love this room. I love being in here. Okay, we're down to the fifth one. We're on the last one, guys. And my last tip is, if you can use, whether you go to the thrift store, you go to somebody's giving something away, or an estate sale, or your family has, you know, passed down something through the years, incorporate some antique or vintage or family heirloom type items, whether that is paintings or furniture or chairs. They make such a difference and they tell such a story. One thing I have, and I mostly have everything in this area that is vintage or been passed down to me. This being one, and I'll give you a better close-up. So this antique buffet with the mirror was actually my grandmother's, and it was in all of my mom's houses as she was growing up. There is a dining room table that my sister has, and then there was this piece, and it actually, my grandmother bought it from a castle in England. So it has a lot of history, but primarily it's just a history within our family. It's something my grandma always had in her dining room, and you know, I have this piece, my sister has the dining room table, and it's just a magical piece for me. And I know that when I first moved in here, in my mind it was like, it's not my style, it doesn't. And now I am so grateful to have it because it means so much to me, and it just warms the space, and it's a conversational piece, and it's something that, you know, I will more than likely gift down to my daughter. You know, a piece like this is just magical. So if it isn't something that actually came from your family being gifted down, if you can find an old vintage piece and just incorporate it into your home decor, gosh, I just challenge you to do it, because they make the biggest impact statements. You know, I think we get so caught up on, oh, we got to get rid of all this old stuff and bring new in. And you know what? The old stuff is what gives you the character in your home. And you can do texture, and you can do rugs, and you can do all the things. And it's beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. But bringing in a piece like this that you can say came from a castle, I mean, I think it's so fun, and it's beautiful, and it means so much to me. And I'm just so grateful that we still have this, and that we're able to continue on that tradition, you know, and have it in our dining room and enjoy it every day. I use it every holiday, every big dinner, you know, it holds all our napkins, and it's storage, and it's functions, and it's usable. And I just absolutely love it. And it's ornate, and it has such beautiful characteristic points on it. So at the end, I'm going to show you both pieces, and, you know, a little bit more in detail. But the other piece I will turn around is a buffet that my mom purchased in San Diego. It is an antique, but she had it in when she was living in San Diego in the condo over there. And when we brought a lot of furniture back, some of it we kept there, I was like, that's the entry table that I've been, you know, thinking about. And as this little entry has evolved, and the wood wall, and changing lighting, and the rug, and it just bringing in the plants and the life, it's just exactly what I always imagined. So I'm gonna turn you around, and this one is more of a shabby chic. It's been painted, and it's, you know, got its, you know, the shabby chic where it's a little painted, but it's chalky, and it's got rough around the edges, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So let me turn you around and show you this piece. So here it is. I just absolutely love it. It is just the perfect size, the perfect piece to go with this wood, to go with the kind of the new modern, with the, you know, the photos with the brass, but on the old white. And then, you know, just bringing down some greenery and some texture in the table runner, texture in the, you know, the chippy paint. It's just gorgeous. It's also functions as, you know, storage for me. And it's just the most beautiful accent piece. And I don't think a new piece, you know, that I just stuck over here, a console table, would do anywhere near, you know, the impact of this entryway. Again, we've got the greenery. And it's just the piece, you know? Sometimes there's just times where it's like, it's just, that's the piece that needs to be there. And that is it for this one. Okay, that's gonna do it. I hope this gave you some clear and easy direction to help you, you know, in creating that home, to make whatever home you have, whatever type of home you have, to make it the best it can be, and to tell your story, and just to make it homey and lived in and cozy, and just bringing that warmth. I think the ideas that we talked about in this video do all those things. And you know, understand too that Rome wasn't built in a day, right? It used to be my thing that when we moved, it was like I got everything up on the walls quick, because I wanted my children to feel like they were at home. I obviously did their rooms first, but then the family room, the kitchen. I wanted them to feel like they were at home, not kind of in limbo. And I do believe in that still, but also understand that the end goal might take a little time, and that's okay. You know, you might have a print up because that's the print you have, you know what I mean? And in a few months you do a family photos or a trip, and you can bring in a piece from that and replace the print that you had up on the wall. That's okay. You can create a home and still be, you know, working for that end goal. And I've been here for 12 years, and this place has evolved so much from when I first moved in here. I've changed so much, and I think your home and your style should change with you, you know, because it should tell who you are. It should be a representation of who you and your family are and how you live. So I hope I gave you some good advice, some information. I hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure you like and subscribe and turn on your bell notifications. It's free. All it does is tell you when I am uploading. My new schedule is Wednesday and Sunday. I'm trying to keep it one design and one kind of cleaning, organizing, taking care of your home, because that's important too. And you know, and then of course once the fall comes, we come with the holidays and all the big decor and all the big, you know, seasonal decor. So that will be kind of taking over for a while too. So I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.